To order, roll call of Alderman.
Heisler. Kinsella.
He'll be right here.
Cole.
Here.
Schmidt.
Here.
Rudgeworth.
Here.
Randall.
Here.
Anthony.
Here.
Silsby. Aiden.
Here.
Seibert.
Here.
White.
Here.
Galletti. Musgrove.
Here.
Orland.
Here.
Schneider.
Here. Alderman Silsby, Alderman Galletti are excused. We're still missing an alderman's seat in Ward 4. And Alderman Heisler called me and was at a neighborhood meeting and told me he thought he'd be here by the stroke of 7, so he should be coming right in, and we'll recognize that when he gets here. Roll call of department heads.
Police Chief Clay.
Here.
Fire Chief Langston.
Here.
City Attorney Tom Peters. Here. Kim Vaughn.
Here.
Royce Carlisle.
Here.
Jamie Major.
Here.
Tim Greglitz.
Here.
Jim Schneider.
Here.
Leander Spearman.
Here.
Emily Foltz.
Here.
Chuck Schaefer.
Here.
Bob Sager.
Here. They're all present, and Mr. Heisler is present. So, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin tonight, I would like to, first of all, I had to listen to the news. And the fire chief just told me I was not aware. Left here late, ran home, and came right back. And at the unbelievable tornado that hit Oklahoma City a couple hours ago. And apparently there's a number of fatalities, and apparently a school's involved, and there's a number of children. That's the first item I want us to pause for. The second is we learned this afternoon about 4:15, 4:30 that our longtime friend and public servant Paul Klingler passed away. Paul was alderman, I believe, 27 or 28 years, and he's been on the township board the last 16 years. And he gave a tremendous amount of service to the city in his lifetime. So for those two thoughts and those two particular purposes, I would ask that we would pause for a moment of silence. Thank you for your concerns. This time, I will open public participation. When I call on you, please step to the microphone. Please try to keep your comments to 2 to 3 minutes. Give your name and address, and we'll get through public participation as rapidly as time allows. So, who would like to be first? Yes, sir.
Jack Lachine, 37 North Douglas, Belleville. In 2007, I proposed the city create a new National Register Historic District, Original West Belleville. I'm presently a member of the Belleville Historic Preservation Commission. I'm here to voice support for Belleville Historical Society's request to remove the property at 102 North 11th from the demolition list so that the property may be saved and rehabbed and thus continue to be a contributing asset to the proposed Original West Belleville National Register District. I believe it's about the second last item on your agenda this evening. Some background for new members of the council and city administration. This proposed historic district includes 743 properties. It's in the area from 6th to 16th and West E to the Illinois Central Gulf Railroad tracks. Lasser and Associates, historic consultants, has just completed a 54-page report, describes this area as, quote, a rare resource in the state of Illinois. The reason for this is the German street houses built between 1826 and 1936, representing important examples of German heritage and architecture. A presentation detailing the reasons for creation of a National Register District will be scheduled for the property owners in that area and the City Council. I want to emphasize National Register Historic District designation does not involve design review of an owner's plan to change the exterior of a property. Preserving the property at 102 North 11th will demonstrate your dedication to preserving our heritage as we prepare for Belleville's 200th anniversary. Congratulations to the Belleville Historical Society for their efforts to preserve 102 North 11th. Thank you.
Who would like to be next? Yes, sir.
My name is Don Harworth. I own 10th Street Baking Company. I can't be as eloquent as Mr. Lachine, but I've gotten to know Larry. That's the president of the Historical Society over the years, and it's where it's located a block from my pieces of property. And they've done an incredible job with the Everly Maurer House, that's correct, catty corner for me. It's quite a gem for the neighborhood, and if Larry can do just as good a job on a piece of property on 11th Street, with St. Paul's opening up, I just can't see a downside to this. It's just, Larry has gotten groups to help him out there as far as volunteers. I've seen high school children out there working with him. I just think it's a positive thing to keep that building standing. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Who'd like to be next? Lady in the back of the room. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. My name is Maddie Bacon. I live at 322 West Cleveland, Belleville, Illinois. I'm an employee of the Belleville Public Library, the president of AFSCME Local 1765, and most importantly, a tax-paying citizen of Belleville. The Belleville Public Library switched our internet servers to Windstream approximately 1 year ago after the city offered the package to us so the entire city would be on the same server. Excuse me. It would be cheaper for us to do so and more convenient for the citizens and employees, so we severed our contract with AT&T. Our library at that point ran on a program called Millennium. We began right away to have noticeable lag times in our software that oftentimes made checking out books or searching for items take upwards of 30 minutes. Our computer started to crash on a regular basis, making it almost impossible to check people out. In April of this year, we upgraded to a program called Polaris. Since this upgrade, our computers crash at least once a day, and several times it has rendered our computers useless for several days at a time. We also now have a phone system that is strictly internet-based, so at times when we lose our computers, we lose our phone lines as well. We have been forced to cut our public computers down to 4 and our card catalog computers down to 1. The problem has been ongoing since we switched to Windstream, a company that has 4 negative reviews for every 1 positive review. The issue is always the same. They are unreliable when it comes to providing a continuous service and do little to fix the issue. Employees of the Belleville Public Library pride themselves on the services we provide. Many patrons will belong to surrounding libraries that make the trek to us because we do provide a superior service. We also have people calling from nationwide in order to access our genealogical and archival department. It is embarrassing for us to tell patrons that we cannot serve them because our computers are down yet again. Our door count has dropped dramatically because of this issue, and we have waived several $100s in fines over the course of the last month and a half. We are no longer able to offer Wi-Fi at all. Patrons are becoming increasingly impatient with our services. We have brought this situation to the city many times, and nothing has been done to remedy this. In the interest of the public, we may have to cancel our service and go back to a system that works, which could cost taxpayers even more money. Our taxpayers deserve the superior service they are accustomed to receiving from the Belleville Public Library.
One question,
Sure.
are you here tonight representing your union?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay, because I had not heard from the union or any employees as a body.
No, but as a taxpayer, I
Okay,
also
no.
utilize the library.
No, that's fine, I just had, I know Rich has been working with them on many issues
But
trying to resolve.
It seems to be a windstream problem.
But this is the first time I've heard this oratorical of this. I just wanted to ask the union if you were speaking
No.
for the union. Okay, thank you. Next. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Kathy.
My name is Kathy Draper. I live at 500 South 19th Street, College. I only have one thing, actually, and I would like to address the mayor on this. I spoke to you before on this in the past, before this Bicentennial Park had opened, when it was still in processes and stuff. There is no lighting at all on South 21st Street from Roosevelt Avenue to Lake Avenue, and now that there's 2 telephone poles there that are running the wires across to the Bicentennial parking lot, is there any possibility that we can get street lights put on them?
They are looking into it. We talked about this just days ago, and we're going to get some estimates and see and bring it to committee, okay?
Okay, the only other question that I have, and I know I didn't say that, we have very high crime in our area, in our neighborhood watch area, as you're probably well aware of, and we have a few issues with Arnold Field getting broke into a lot. I had the police out there again on Sunday. This is the 3rd time in the month of May that they've had issues of crime and breaking into the maintenance and the concession stand. And I don't know how to, make this a safer place for them for that. I try not to call the police on it because they tell me, well, what do you want me to do about it, Well, I gotta get a hold of somebody with Corey League. Well, I tried different things. I do have another number now for Corey League, but it kind of aggravates me when the police say to me, well, what do you want me to do about it? And I'm thinking, okay, well, you're the police. What do you want me to do about it? I'm just a neighborhood watch person, So I did handle it, but it just kind of upsets me a little bit, the fact that, they are in the area. I'm not saying they're not. They've been doing a really excellent job. I've seen a lot more police cars, handling a lot more crimes in the area. I would just like to get Arnold Field secured enough to know that the kids are going to be able to have their maintenance for the things that they need, their bases, the balls, and everything. If they break in and they get into that maintenance shack, it's just a matter to get into the concession stand, and you're going to have it ruined. And yes, they have insurance, but why should the kids suffer because of it? So I'd like to somehow figure out how to get Corey League to be more substantial and safer up in that area, since it is like a dead-end area. If you have any suggestions, I'd appreciate
Well,
it.
I would suggest, I think Mr. Hayden's still on the board, I would suggest, I've not heard from you about this particularly, but I would suggest that Corey League Board might contact the chief, and there's 5 officers here tonight that are hearing this, so I'm sure they'll talk to Corey
Okay.
League and make some recommendations or see what we might be able to do to tighten things up there.
Okay.
It's not been brought to my attention either that
Okay.
Arnold Field has had.
Well,
been
the
plagued
last
with-
one was yesterday, and I talked to the one gentleman from Corey League, and he said evidently it was secure Saturday when they left for playing ball. And when I went through there at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, it had been broken into, so within that period of time.
We'll check into it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Stuart Banner, 29, or 318 South 29th Street, Belleville. I wish I had something good to say, but I can't ever think of anything good to say. Calhoun Park looks like a swamp, and Kimball didn't get much for his $400,000. Lindenwood thinks they control Belleville, and it's going to get worse. They drive their golf cart unmarked, unlighted, no safety belts, nothing on it, right down the street, night or day. We need a city attorney who is not a Boss Sprague protege. Stop all purchases until present mess is cleared up. The whole of Meredith Home, for example. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
John Steinloggy, Smithton, Illinois. The gentleman preceding me said there wasn't anything good to say. Where was he last weekend? When ordering the fair. All the people coming to Belleville, see what a nice downtown we have. All the gentlemen here that are heads of your departments have participated in all this. I mean, the man must be sleeping, but it doesn't make any difference. Belleville's a great town, the Orland Fair is a wonderful town. How many, I got one question to ask. How many people on the board, aldermen, et cetera, volunteered their services to Orland's Fair this weekend? Would you please raise your hands?
Yes, I did, and I did a very hard job. I tore down.
One out of how many?
I think there's probably more.
There is, but I mean, a lot of people get embarrassed when I ask that question, you know, so.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Susan Wilson Whitaker. I'm a businesswoman here in town. I own an office for the last 22 years on 14th South 2nd Street. And I'm an attorney, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Garrett Horner. I think he's one of the finest young attorneys in Southern Illinois. I know him personally. He and his family give to charity causes all the time. He is not in anybody's pocket. If you know him, you know that's true. I think the editorial this weekend was very irresponsible. They can't possibly know Garrett Horner if they wrote that article. I'm here in his support and ask you to vote for him tonight.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening. Joe Merchant, TWM 4940 Old Collinsville Road, Swansea. I'm here on behalf of Evans Engineering and Mueller Foods to request the release of existing easements on the Bella Bowl property to accommodate the new construction of the facility.
Okay, and I think Joe was present in committee a few minutes ago, and I don't think there was any major questions there, but we will have a public hearing right after public participation. If there's any specific questions, then Joe, I'll call on you. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Michael, you go and have one call. Okay. One of you two, whoever's gonna go. Lewis, are you coming forward to speak?
No, sir.
Okay. Are we having a side meeting?
I apologize.
Okay. Go ahead.
My name is David Braswell. I live at 12 Linden Court here in Belleville. Previously, I lived in the Belleville Historic District on Garfield Street for some 20-25 years, where I invested my time and effort to help restore that area of Belleville. And I'm here simply to support the efforts of the Belleville Historical Society with their project on North 11th Street. I can remember many years ago, back in '77, when I first started, many of the houses were in not too good a shape, I think Paul and some others can verify that. And through not only my efforts, but the efforts of many, many other people, Garfield Street is now a real, we consider an important part of Belleville's history and Belleville's renaissance, if you will. Not only Garfield Street, but Auburn Street and Scuda Avenue and houses around there. It takes a few people to be a spark to get things going. And for that reason, I support the Belleville Historic District and their Belleville Historic Society in their efforts to obtain, if they can, the facility there at North 11th Street so that they can show what can be done. And I know a lot of neighbors around there have started that and supported and will support this. And I'm looking forward to working with them. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Who's next? Mary?
My name is Mary McHugh, 10503 West Main. My message this evening is for the mayor and the city council and those sitting on the podium. On this Thursday, the 23rd, the Center for Racial Harmony will be bringing a presentation about the BASIC initiative. We feel that this group of people have to be highly educated about what BASIC can do for us, Belleville Achieves Strength and Character. We will have 3 of the greatest speakers that we have in Belleville. That's the mayor, of course, but just had to say that, Mayor. Our wonderful worker Jim Snyder, Lynn Clapp, and Daryl Coons, the president of BASIC. I want you to be there. We kind of like to have an RSVP. Some of you already have. Please try to come. You need to be more educated than anyone else about what goes on in our city. So please come. We'll have a light meal, which is free, and at 7 o'clock we will begin. And we'll be at Jim's place.
510 West Main.
510 West Main.
Lily, you have a question pertaining to this?
Well, just so she knows, she said we should all be there to learn. This Thursday night is zoning board, and a lot of us have some really important zoning.
She understands that. What time is it, Mary? What time is it?
6:30 is when we eat, and 7,
The program.
the program.
Okay, yes, sir.
I think the invitation said the address would be 512.
Well, 510, it said the buildings have two addresses.
I may have done something wrong there. 510, you know where it is, the Old Schmidt building. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And I will try to help Mr. Leonard to find something nice about Belleville before the next meeting. I promise.
Good. Who's next? Larry?
My name is Larry Betts. I'm president of the Belleville Historical Society, and I'm here to speak on the project at 100 and 102 North 11th Street. This property came to our attention about 2 months ago, that there was an order to tear it down, to demolish it. And not knowing much about the property initially, we investigated it. Bob Ronco did a history on the building and found out that it had a very rich history. We had already been aware that it's going to be pretty much in the center of the potential new historic registry district. And so we started doing some homework and came to the point where the owner of the property is willing to donate the property to us if we will rehab it and fix it up. And we've chosen to do so. We have raised about $40,000 toward this project. Our initial goal is to completely do the exterior of the house, clean up the yard, either replace or tear down and replace or fix up the garage that's presently there. And we're asking the city to vacate the order of demolition. We're ready to take over the property. The deed has been signed to us. I have not accepted it until we have an agreement with the city. Of course, I don't want to get tangled up where we're going to get hung up for demolition costs and we're not able to develop the building. So what I'm asking of the city is the time span that we've talked. I've presented a plan to the mayor. We have a year to completely redo the exterior of the building, get the yard cleaned up and make it look very presentable. And if you've been by the property, it's going to take some time. It's going to need a completely new roof, a lot of tuck pointing, window work and so on. So within a year, we hope to have the exterior completely done. And we've had 2 potential buyers for the property at that point already. If that fails to take place, then we'll do fundraising and go ahead with the interior of the building and eventually put it on the market and keep it as a tax roll property for the city. Do you have any questions?
Anybody have anything else?
The only thing I have to say, since I'm new on the committee, if you can take some time maybe and email me or call me where we can talk and go over it, because I am new on the committee and I don't want to go in with a negative or a positive attitude. I want to learn what I can.
Okay, we have a very detailed plan.
This is a private organization.
Oh, okay.
This is not the Belleville Historic Commission.
Oh,
No, we're the Belleville Historical Society.
that's where I was confused, sorry.
We raise all our funds from private sources.
Okay.
We're not involved with the city directly.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
Larry.
you.
Yes, sir. The back. Please give your name and address.
John Contract, 112 East Main, business bins in downtown Belleville. I was going to try to get here before the meeting, a little late. I brought a letter for each one of the aldermen that I'd like to hand to them as they leave the building. There's something I'd like for them to consider.
Okay.
Save me 44 cents a piece.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, anyone else this evening? Hearing none, we're going to close public participation. And we will now open the public hearing. Just note primarily, this public hearing is regarding the vacation of an easement at 1703 North Bell West. And I do know, I've read it, it was properly advertised and given due notice. You heard from Mr. Merchant a few minutes ago, who's here on behalf of the engineering firm of TWM. This is the site of the old Bel Air Bowl, and there is an easement, both what he's seeking from us, an alley vacation. Correct, Mr. Merchant?
There's several utility easements that cross
Okay.
the property.
So you're working with the utilities on the easements?
That's
right.
right.
But as far as the city, you're seeking the vacation of the one particular area is an alley.
There's an easement that runs north and south through the property, and one that runs east and west over the existing building that's there. Yes.
And we need to, for a matter of cleaning things up so they can get building on this property, we need for this to occur. These easements have been probably, for many years ago probably there, and they've been covered over with parking or whatever for years. So it's a formality. Does anyone here this evening wish to speak? Or did they come here tonight for the purpose of this public hearing? Any council members have any questions or any other comments that weren't talked about in committee? Yeah, I will. Again, if anybody from the public would like to participate on this matter, just repeat so everybody's clear. On this is reference 1703 North Bell West. Hearing none, no questions, no comments, I will officially close this public hearing. Okay, we will now resume the regular portion of the meeting tonight. And the next thing goes into presentations, recognitions, and appointments. This time I would ask for a motion to appoint Garrett P. Harner as the new city attorney.
So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Heisler, second by Alderman Kinsella. And I just want to note that in your packet, I hope everyone should have received, and in the email, an attachment about his statement of qualifications. Yes, he is here. Garrett, you want to stand? Okay. Okay, I will, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it just 1 second. We have a motion, we have a second. Okay, and no other questions before we have discussion? Okay, I will entertain discussion.
Thank you. My question for the nominee, basically I've got one question now, and it goes back to why I voted against the interim city attorney sitting there now, and his predecessor, and the predecessor before. And that is, Mr. Warner, I view as a alderman that the city attorney should be apolitical, should be neutral, certainly serves as an advisor to the mayor, and works for the city as a whole, city council, and all the 45,000 plus residents of the city of Belleville. With that understood, if you're appointed city attorney, are you going to continue to engage in what's nonpartisan in the city of Belleville politics as it relates to elections within the city of Belleville?
At this point, if someone has a question of this, first of all, I should advise everybody here that questions concerning party affiliation and participation in political events or politics is specifically prohibited and discriminatory. Those questions are not permitted. To the extent there's going to be any questions in here, there's actually a procedure that people can, this is a debate section at this point. People can make their statements, make their arguments. They can include whatever they think is important. But if there's going to be a question situation, this would not be the forum for that under the Open Meetings Act. There would be a procedure that would be proper if that's what the council wishes to do.
Explain to me.
You can't ask somebody what their activities in politics.
I can ask them if they're gonna be engaged in politics within the city that is partisan, Mr. Peters, as it relates to.
You can ask him, but in my opinion, that question is unlawful. But you're right, you can ask whatever question you
I mean, this is a public debate, you know.
Debate doesn't include questions.
We're talking about, the questions here should be pertaining to his qualifications.
The laws of the state of Illinois.
State law.
State of Illinois. And I guess you'd say federal law too.
Discrimination would be federal law.
It would be the same.
The questions raised the night that we talked on May 6th here about the city attorney position, the questions seem to be about, we want someone qualified. If there's statements or comments or questions for me about qualifications, but I think Mr. Peters is, I believe, very much correct, and I trust his knowledge, that this is not an interrogation of someone's really rights about any political affiliation.
It's not an interrogation, Mayor. It comes down to creating a working and established trust between the city council members and the person in that position. And how can we move forward with that trust if you have a person sitting in probably the most key position that is openly and actively wanting to work to remove people from this body?
And all I'll say is I think that question is unlawful, but you're free to proceed as you wish.
You know, I think that's a key concern.
Is there someone else who has a comment or statement?
Is Mr. Horner a member of the government? Does he intend to be one? Has he contributed to their party?
You know, I advise you that those questions are unlawful. You're welcome to ask them, but I think you put the city at risk.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to read the last sentence, so maybe I understand what I'm reading. It says, I encourage you to contact the following representative governmental clients of our law firm for references. Like where it says the city of Muskota, villages, are these all cities that he represents, or is these references?
These are experiences, I take it, what he's told me, that he has had, that his
so
law
these
firm.
are people that you...
That are law firm.
Okay.
And it is various experiences and type of law. That is, when I interviewed Mr. Horner, that he explained to Mr. Peters and I that to prove that he has the experience in municipal law, which was one of the questions raised numerous times here. What are the qualifications and the experience? And some of us talked about the experience as being an attorney, and I think this is his 16th year he's starting, and that's in there, that's in his statement of qualification, as well as he provided many references as far as what he and his law firm, the various types of municipal law that he has practiced. And I think that's what we all agreed here 2 weeks ago that we were looking for.
We also talked about conflict of interest. Which of these entities is he still engaged with and working with?
I think we would have to trust that if he runs into a situation with one of those firms and there's a conflict of interest, as any of our attorneys in the past would have done, they're not going to jeopardize their law license, and they're going to do the appropriate thing. That's why we have an assistant city attorney from another firm, and they can easily pass something off to each other. Has been done over the years.
For full disclosure, Your Honor, which of these entities on this sheet is he currently working with now?
Many of them.
Well, I would add there that even if he's not working directly, a conflict is still a risk. You're going to get more conflicts the more experience you have. There's no doubt about that. And so even if he's not specifically representing one of those individual entities,
the fact that he's a partner in the law firm,
depending upon the scope and nature of the representation, a conflict could arise anyway, where he would have to recuse himself, probably from both sides of that equation.
Yes, ma'am.
We got this, and I do appreciate the package, but what I do not see is a copy of the contract you were offering.
The contract, as if you remember in the past, every year in the past, we vote to approve them, and then the contract will come 2 weeks later. Because until we approve the person, we'll pull out the old contracts. I'll share with him what some of the past contracts look like. He's certainly well versed in preparing his own contract, but that will be brought back to the council as far as just some of the particulars of the contract at the next meeting.
Okay, well, the last city attorney got a really sweetheart deal with hospitalization specifically written in. It's been well documented that this person is
The city attorneys, our city
just so we're clear, we're not talking about me. I don't think I got a sweetheart.
I think we got the sweetheart deal, we haven't paid him a dime. But let me tell you, we have offered, some have taken, some have not. As part of the compensation, we have offered health insurance and pension for every city attorney in the last 16 years at least. And I think a lot longer.
That makes it sound like there have been multiple, when the reality is, Mr. Sprague and Mr. Flynn represented this city for basically generations.
Okay, and they've always been offered or taken the health insurance.
But if somebody already has it, why should we even offer it?
And you know what? I don't know that he's going to need it or take it. But it is part of the compensation that we have in the budget that we approved. It's factored in there, that the council approved. And Jamie, right, Jamie? We factored it in, correct? And so it's there if he sits down and chooses after he's affirmed tonight, approved. If he chooses to take it, then we'll let you know that.
It kind of seems backwards to me that it seems like the council ought to be the one making the offer. Not we'll inform us if he takes it off.
Well,
And actually, I think your rendition is correct. I don't think you can make an offer to him or accept a contract until the city council has approved it. So if you have a majority of votes who feel exactly the way as you do, that won't be part of the contract. You can take it out.
Okay, I'm still frustrated at the answer. I understand the firm initiates conflict. What I don't understand is how many municipalities Mr. Horner is currently representing. And when we made a big deal about must live in Belleville, must have loyalty to Belleville, and yet you're showing me here pages and pages of other municipalities that he already has a prior contract with.
well, and we're disclosing everything. I mean, he doesn't go to every one of those cases. He's got partners, but he does share in that workload.
Okay, but that does bring up, are we
But our past
hiring him
attorneys-
as an individual, or are we hiring him as part of this firm?
We're hiring him as an individual, but in the contract, I think, as in the past, there has been stipulations that in his absence, if Brian and him, if he had to have an appearance in court, as Mr. Sprague did over the years and Mr. Flynn did, if Don Urban went to file something on behalf of Mr. Sprague, so we got a timely response, that's the way it's been. We'll have to have that spelled out in the contract. But we're hiring Garrett Horner.
Okay, so I would prefer that we do contract, not tradition.
But on it, your conflict analysis goes beyond the individual. So.
Anybody else have, yes, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Is Mr. Horner available to answer questions directly?
Not in this forum.
There's another way to go
If there's
about
a
it.
motion, I suspect that could be done.
I may be going to executive session then to do that, would that be the proper format?
I think that would be an acceptable format.
Yes, by law, that's the acceptable form. So we have a motion to go into executive session. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second. So for the, let me ask this question. Well, we got other issues here for executive session, so we don't put people out in the hall. For this sole purpose of the topic of the city attorney's appointment, that's the reason we're going into executive session, okay?
Are you saying you would prefer to add this to the end?
No, we'll go ahead and do this. I guess the only other thing I was going to ask in your motion, would you also, if there's any questions about the other personnel appointments, I would ask to do them in this first session of executive session. Is that okay? Do you accept that?
Can I ask a question? On the one on personnel, to be determined, administrative assistant to mayors, do we have a name or?
I don't have a name, that's why it's to be determined. I don't have a name yet.
Okay, so that'll be done at another
You
date.
know, I'll have to bring that name forward, okay? So we have a motion and a second. You agree to add, if there's a question about the other next appointment, B on here, you agree? Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, go into executive session for the purpose as just stated, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please excuse us, we will go into executive session.
You won't.
We're missing.
Sorry.
He was. Okay, we are back in regular session. I just want to say, as pointed out here by Treasurer Hart, to remind all the new and all the aldermen, new and old, that everything that's in executive session is confidential and cannot be talked about until the time that those minutes are released and approved by the council. So I just give that word of caution. That's a good reminder. This time we have a motion from Alderman Heisler, second by Alderman Kinsella, to approve my appointment of Garrett P. Harner as the new city attorney. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
No.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby. Hayden.
No.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti. Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett. Schneider.
Alderman Schneider?
I know, this is a decision, and I just don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. It's really,
Alderman Schneider, please cast your vote.
yes.
The ayes have it. What's the vote count here? Just to- tonight.
12-2. 12-2.
12 to 2. Okay. Okay, Garrett, stand up so the rest of them can see who you are. Yes. Now, Garrett, I'm going to ask you to stay because there's some business after a while I want you to kind of get tuned into, but I'm not going to let Tom Peters leave now. He wanted to bolt. And I guess right now I'd say, I think we owe Mr. Peters a round of applause. He's done this for nothing, for a good month. I think the staff would agree. He's been available to them and answered. I know Royce has got to be, Royce wants me to hire him as special counsel to the EPA laws because he's had to research a lot of stuff for Royce, and we've had a lot of questions in recent days, and Tom's done an excellent job in many categories. So I do appreciate his expertise. He's outstanding. Okay, now, the next thing is I'd ask for a motion to approve my recommendations for department heads and staff appointments for fiscal year 2013 and 14 as printed in your packet. I'll make that motion. We have a motion by Alderman Hayden, second by Alderman Schmidt. Do I have any discussion?
Would you go over the changes?
Yeah, I will go over. There is a typo. Paul Baumann is building commissioner. We made some changes. He's not going to really have a hand in zoning, really hasn't had for some time. Emily Foltz will be the director and is the director of economic development, planning, zoning. Zoning's been handled by economic development department, and we wanted to clarify that, and eventually we'll even get the sign on South Illinois Street straightened out. So that is a clarification to this. We have a motion and we have a second. Roll call.
Heisler.
Is there any discussion? I'm sorry, I thought...
I didn't think you had asked for discussion.
Oh, I didn't know, okay, I'm sorry, I thought we had
I would
discussion.
like to make an amendment that the two people, they strictly on title, nothing at all to do with personality or job performance, but strictly that those who are in the sewer department be approved for 2 weeks only until the details are worked out for who appoints, who they operate under, etc.
Actually, the best way to do that is have them voted on separate.
Okay, can we take those?
Yeah, we could eliminate those two and vote on them separately. Then if enough people agree with you, then we'll...
And the reason why I say that is that the first opportunity is whatever the motion's going to be on those two. If it's to approve them, that motion has to be defeated before the temporary permit comes. So it all depends on how the motion comes on those two.
And as I told everyone, we have there is some uniqueness. The mayor appoints these positions. They work for the treasurer and the clerk, but there's even some confusion over the years how these duties have been split up. We have a meeting set with the new clerk, the new treasurer, myself, and Jim Schneiders from Human Resources next week, and we're going to try to sit down and work through some of this. But in the meantime, I felt that we should, make the appointments, and then we would we would adjust some of the job descriptions. Mr. Kinsella?
Could you clarify, she just said people in the sewer department?
There's two appointments here that you're specifically talking about. You want to say them so I don't misquote you?
Well, why don't we just get it through? What are the two?
It's, I guess, Patty Rumpel and Sherry Wright.
So the motion is to amend the previous motion to vote separately on the license collector and delinquent sewer department collector.
Right. Is that accepted by the people who made the original motion?
Well, first there's got to be a second to the amendment.
She has a right to object to a group vote. And
Right.
single people out, so it's not necessarily a motion, Your Honor. In my mind, it needs to be done. She's just stating an objection to voting.
I understand, but I was just saying, if in your motion you would agree to vote on those two separate, we could agree to vote on all the rest of them as one.
Yeah, if that's what
Is that okay?
she wants to do.
Is that okay? You accept that? Yes?
If that's what she wants to do, that's
Okay, and you accept that, Jan? So we're going to vote on all the appointments, and then we'll vote separately on the license collector and delinquent sewer manager and the delinquent sewer department collector, and then the second vote, okay? With that said, everybody understanding that, roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt. Schmidt.
Aye.
Ridgewitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett.
Aye.
Schneider.
Motion carries unanimously on that first round. We have now, I ask for a motion to approve the other two positions. So moved. Motion by Alderman Hayden, second by Alderman, who was that? Alderman Seibert. Discussion further?
How is we voting now?
It's an aye vote approves them, a nay would, I guess, hold off until we meet or something like that.
Well, I don't want to, again, I don't want this in any way to reflect on them. It's not their, it's just trying to separate out the titles.
Yeah,
I don't want to make them think they're
The
not.
way it'll work is if there's a no vote, they're temporarily appointed anyway for up to 60 days.
By law, by the ordinance.
Okay, so there's no drop in their salary hours?
No.
If they lose,
Nothing.
yeah, right, if they lose, as long as the mayor still wants to do it, they're temporary appointment for up to 60 days.
Okay,
Which
up to
is-
60 days or.
And you probably have to.
Giving you time then.
And what I said to you earlier, what I still say, I would recommend we approve them and let the new clerk and treasurer, myself and Jim Schneider, I think we can sit down as gentlemen and work out the details with them.
And it'll depend on vote on this motion.
Okay?
Okay, but then,
Right now,
so the titles change then in your mind, it's not gonna, because of union contracts, it won't make
Well,
any
I
difference in
think-
salaries or anything?
Are they
No,
union?
they're not union employees.
Okay.
These two are not. Okay? So, if you vote yes, you're approving these two tonight for the year, and understanding that we're still going to sit down and work out some of these concerns. If you vote no, then I'm going to temporarily appoint them while we still work out some of these concerns. So, yes?
Would you say the two names again?
The two names that we're voting on is Patty Rumpel, license collector and delinquent sewer manager, and Sherry Wright, delinquent sewer department collector. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
No.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Ridgewitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett.
Aye.
Schneider.
Motion carries. So we will, as I said, we will work to,
Okay, and will you notify the council when you get all? of
I'll
that?
explain at the next council meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to change the ordinance real quick.
Well, we're going to have to explain how we're temporarily functioning and how much the ordinance commit. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
before we leave appointments, can I ask you if you're close to finding somebody for Ward 4?
I'm meeting with some people, and I'm hoping by the next meeting I have a recommendation for you.
Okay.
Okay?
halfway through the
I'm well aware. But, you know, I've gone through how many interviews for attorneys, and it's been a very unique couple weeks. So I have not been loafing. I've been here a lot.
Taking applications, or what's the process?
Well, when anyone's interested in doing it.
You know, I've heard from people, they have to live in Ward 4. And you know, but I have talked to a number of people. And if someone has a specific name, or resume, I would recommend that they get it to me. Okay. Let's see, now we're beyond that. We're to the reading of the minutes. Special City Council meeting minutes held April 29, 2013. Special City Council meeting held May 6th. And regular City Council meeting held May 6, 2013. What's your pleasure?
I move that be accepted as presented.
Motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Heisler. Any discussion on accepting the minutes? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Page 6, item 5.
Okay.
Which date?
Which
May 6th.
May 6th. May 6th, okay.
Special or
Which one?
Is it
The
special?
amendment request, okay, with ordinance variance, page 26, APR 13.
This is on the zoning case?
Yes, the zoning variance request.
Okay. You copy that up. Okay, which case again now, Ken?
Page 6,
Yeah,
item number 5.
Okay.
Zoning Board of Appeals. advisory.
Elizabeth Westphal. Okay, we talked about that. That case was denied.
Correct.
And what is happening right now?
No, sir. The point that I'm trying to make is that it was I who made the motion to deny,
Oh,
not Alderman Hagan.
okay, we'll note that, and then we would ask that to be duly corrected. I think in regards to your email you sent me about this particular case, we're working on that. And I'm going to meet with the new city attorney and with the police chief, and we're going to deal with that. Okay, very good. So everybody accept that change there? Okay, all in favor of accepting those minutes from those 3 minutes with that adjusted change by Alderman Randall, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Payroll, claims, and disbursements. What's your pleasure?
Your Honor, I make a motion to pay the claims, payroll, disbursements, so moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Heisler. Do I hear a second by Alderman Seibert? Do I hear any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett. Schneider.
Aye.
Motion approved. I'd ask that we do the next two together. If there's no objection, I'd ask for a motion to approve and file the housing report of cash receipts for fiscal year 2012-2013 and the treasurer's report, City of Belleville funds and statement of cash and investments for April 2013. What's your pleasure? Motion by Alderman Anthony, second by Alderman Seibert to accept and to file. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to accept those two reports signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're running now. Oral reports. Alderman Seibert.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a motion to approve the engineering service agreement with Field Engineering in the City of Belleville in the amount of $23,550.58 for Sheet Street improvement. This is out of TIF funds. I'll second.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Rudowitz. Any questions about that first motion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt. Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Gillette. Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman
Motion to
Seibert.
approve the low bidders lead and asphalt in the amount of $356,039 for Lincoln Avenue improvement by the TIF fund.
I'll
Second. Motion by Alderman Seibert, I'm seconded from the ward Alderman Hayden.
Can we note for the record, Your Honor, that that also includes?
I'm going to state that, Tim Gregowitz, I'm just double checking myself. As we talked, this is Lincoln Street from Centerville Avenue to 8th, and then it's going to go from basically to the right there to Main Street, and the improvements are going to all be made.
It's going to go on 8th Street from South 8th Street from West Main to the railroad tracks.
And that's going to include sidewalk, curb, and overlay.
Yes.
Okay, everybody understand that? We got a very good price on this. The estimate, the engineer's estimate was $475,000.
It's right at 487.
487. and this came in at $350. So they're very competitive right now. It's a great time to be bidding. So we have a motion, we have a second, we have the clarification. Anything else? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt. Schmidt. Rudowitz. Randall. Anthony. Hayden. Seibert. White. Musgrove. Orland. Schneider.
Motion carries.
Motion to approve alley right-of-way vacation for Ruler Foods at 1703 North Bell West.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Rudowitz. Any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler. Kinsella. Holt. Schmidt. Rudowitz. Randall. Anthony. Hayden. Seibert. White. Musgrove. Orland. Schneider.
Motion carries.
Yes, Your Honor, the motion to approve extra work for Kimball Plaza, with no recommendation for future rates.
So you're making a motion now?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second? Second by Alderman Rudowitz. Now, Tim, for the sake of the rest of the council, why don't you come forward and give the explanation so that we can maybe avoid some additional questions.
Okay. This was due to the storm event of April 18th. And one of the things I didn't bring up or didn't say in the Streets and Grades Committee is that when we put our contracts together, we utilize the IDOT standard specifications for roadway and bridge construction. And it states in there, section 10904, if there is an act of God on a project and that was due to the slopes not being stabilized, then that contractor will be paid under force account, which is exactly what happened with this project. And the force account I'm talking about is section 10904 of the standard specifications. That is the contract language. That is contractually what we did. So I don't have the video here, but on that storm event, it overtopped the banks, and like I said, it was an unprotected slope. That when you have an unprotected slope, bare earth, and you get a rain event, a 5-inch rain, you're going to get a lot of erosion. And you're going to keep getting erosion after every rain event. So the hole that was fixed, the spillway that was created, was going to be done anyway by this contractor. The contractor had until April 30th to get this contract done. So the seeding for this contract is done at the end of the job. You know, they still had the bridge rail to put up. So the slope was unprotected and it caught a 5-inch rain. It was an act of God, and that contractor is to be paid by force account. So that's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I would like to state clearly this information was not available, as he said, in the committee meeting. It was very frustrating. But in addition, we have asked repeatedly that meetings that happen at 6 o'clock, that those things be put on the agenda for 2 weeks later, not put on the agenda for the same evening.
Well, we can talk about changing committee meetings. They were asked years ago when I first got on the council for people with work schedules to try to have some of the same night.
I don't object to when the meeting is, it's that it shouldn't come immediately with no chance for any other information.
Okay. And I think Mr. Gregg would, at the committee meeting, try to explain. We have a motion and we have a second. Do we have a motion yet or not? Yeah. We have a motion, and who gave the second? Gabby. Okay, Joe.
Two points, yeah. As Ms. Holt pointed out, we successfully, Your Honor, made that transition in the Master Sewer Committee meetings, other than, you know, the payouts, and it has caused, you know, no negative effect on that committee. As a matter of fact, I think if you look back when we had the, you know, one of the sewer plant issues out there, and we were considering making some purchases, we ended up holding off on those purchases because we had to wait till the 2 weeks. So I think that is something that needs to be considered for this committee. The biggest issue on this question, again, tonight is the fact that we've got to improve communication. There's no communication to anybody. I understand that you can't, you know, legally vote by an email, but we've had these issues again, using the example of the Master Sewer Committee, where for change orders to come out, and we send it out. The aldermen are aware, and if nobody had any concerns, there was no need for a special meeting. The litmus test, as we discussed that earlier this evening, this is $10,000, but what if it would have turned into $100,000? Where do we draw the line, and what is going to be our system in the future, Your Honor, on approving work after the fact, where we basically have a legal obligation to pay these people, but we're proving it after it was done? And I think we need to, we're going to have to come to consensus of that, because this body is the one that's responsible for approving these payouts, and 10,000 is above the you know, our ordinance of bidding. I mean, legally, I think it has to be a city attorney, but I would almost have to say that with this motion, there should be a motion to waive the bidding rights, because it was over 10,000.
And I think I'm not disagreeing with you in theory, but what Mr. Gregowitz explained was this was an emergency. If we'd have went back out and bid this would not have been done for 45 days to 60 days.
Well, you would have to design a set of plans to bid 2 to 3 weeks.
So we have a situation where we would have had, the taxpayers would have had an enormous amount of a much bigger bill if another rain were to come along before they got it fixed within a couple of days, and it would have eroded more.
Your Honor, we can waive all that. The question that's being asked is this body, members of this body, want to make sure that they are included and the legal responsibilities of this body are not being ignored.
Nobody is,
You have a question?
yes, nobody still to this day received anything from your office that there was all this damage. You just went ahead and fixed it without any notification.
And as I explained, Alderman Schneider, communications can always be better. But we made an emergency decision because we tried not to cost the taxpayers a lot more money by dragging our feet and going slow. We went very rapidly. We got it fixed. It's fixed right now. And actually, we really did think it was going to come in under 10,000, which we thought we could get done, and we'd have been a lot more within our scope, I guess.
Yeah, the statute is 20,000. It's the city ordinance that's the 10,000.
It's still 10,000. And like I said, it was close, 10,200, but it was an emergency situation, and we dealt with it. I mean, yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us when the decision was made?
I don't remember, Tim. I don't know what they.
When a decision was made.
When it was decided.
To have that contractor go and
Well,
repair the situation.
knowing that it was a 5-inch rain, Thursday, you knew something had to be done. That the video that I showed you in the
When did they go out there, Tim? When did you ask? When did you come to me? Did you come to me?
That project was fixed on Monday.
Okay, so you
And
guys over the weekend
it
you
was
called
finished
me.
up on Tuesday. So it was like
He called me over the weekend.
less than a day and a
I
half.
asked you when the decision was made to use that contract.
As I stated, with the standard specifications for roadway and bridge construction, the contract documents that we work under, if there is an event that's caused by Mother Nature, that contractor on the job who is in charge of that slope, he is in charge of the slope that failed.
Did the contractor start work without you giving them the okay?
The contractor did not start the work until they got the okay from me.
And when did that happen? When did you and the mayor, or who made the decision?
The decision was in between Thursday and Monday.
And I'm asking you to narrow it down a little bit more than that.
Well,
It was
Friday was the
either-
last day of business, so.
It was either late. It was late Friday afternoon or something of that nature, Alderman Holt.
Okay, so then why did you tell me Friday night? It was just a little bit of erosion.
You know what? You know, those couple of days with that 5-inch rain, I personally, not to mention what the staff did, went to home after home after home after home to talk with and listen to and get chewed out about the high water and rain. By the time you called me Friday night,
I didn't call you, I ran into you at a social event.
okay, and so you stopped me at a social event, and I've got my mind going, and we're doing this, and at the time, I did not realize that you were going to hang on my exact words. I didn't think at that time, I don't remember, and I'm not even sure if I knew what, Tim called me and we talked late Friday afternoon, I believe it was that day, and he says, I'm gonna have to get Deems, that bank is really, I don't know how bad it is yet, which was his exact words. I said, well, you gotta do it, we can't lose it, and if we get another heavy rain in the next couple of days, it's gonna be a far cry more money. So, it was not intentional. It's always trying to be gotcha, guys. We're not trying to do anything wrong here. I trusted Tim, I trust his professional judgment, and we tried to move forward and do what was best. This is not anything that we're trying to do. So, we got a motion and we got a second to vote on this particular payment for extra work. $10,200, and what changed, Tim? Some odd change, 10,000, it's in your packet.
280, I don't know what the change is.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden. Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett. Schneider.
Mr. Hayden, was your vote aye?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. Okay. Alderman Silsby is not here tonight. I would ask that someone make the motion on behalf. Mike, would you do that?
Yes, Your Honor. On behalf of the Finance Committee, I'd like to make a motion to approve the budget amendments and encumbrances as recommended by the Finance Director. So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Heisler, second by Alderman Seibert. Do I hear any discussion? Yes.
I did see the specifics at Finance Committee, but they are not in the pack.
They're attached to the resolution.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett. Schneider.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Arlett, our new chairman of traffic.
I would like to, on behalf of the traffic committee, make the following motions to amend the following ordinances. Loading zone to include these hours. South Jackson Street, east side 92 feet south of East Main Street. And that's 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. North Church Street, east side 100 north of East Main Street, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Charles Street, west side 82 feet from East Main Street, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then North Church Street, west side, the alley north of Main Street, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So moved.
Motion by Alderman Arlett,
Second,
seconds by Alderman Heisler. Any discussion?
Would you give us a little background about
Yes.
why this was needed?
I will tell you. I had a number of business owners came to me several months ago when it actually started and asked about parking is a premium topic downtown. And it's a great problem because it means we're growing. And they pointed out to me when I went to visit one of the owners that he didn't have a problem with several owners did not have a problem with the loading zones and their needs for certain things. But after, in most cases, 5 o'clock, the stores are closed and could not be opened up for additional parking because we have a nice problem with our nightlife and restaurants, etc., and they need more parking. So we started it over with staff, and we went ahead and brought this forward to make it happen. So it seems to make good sense with the police department. Chuck Schaefer and I and Captain Loke and a bunch of us studied it, and then we brought it to traffic, and it's passed moving forward.
And is that the same reasoning that this, we're on number
Yep,
one?
yep. This first thing was amendments, and the second one are a motion to create some loading zones. So we had the first motion first, and I would ask that we have a motion, right, Alderman, I'm sorry, who made the motion? I'm sorry, Alderman Arlett, and the second was by Alderman Heisler. And that is also their motion also includes to have the proper ordinances amended. So with that, I ask for a motion to, all in favor, and to have the proper ordinances drawn.
May I make a correction? He said 8 p.m. It says 6 p.m.
Well,
On the bottom one,
Joe,
I've got these old glasses on.
so we'll know it was a slip of the eye.
I feel terrible.
Okay, I accept that. And, so I'm asking for an all in favor to approve these as just read, this first batch, and have the proper ordinances changed. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Joe, you get the next batch.
Yeah, motion, and the next one is to create the loading zone for the following. At South Church Street, east side, 17 north of Alley, and it's 7 a.m. to, is that 5 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And secondly, the South High Street, east side, 95 feet south from East Main Street, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And South High Street, west side, 32 feet from East Main Street to 84 feet south, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So,
Oh, you got one more on that page,
we've
Joe?
got another one. Motion to delete the loading zone on West Garfield, south 23 to east of South 3rd Street to 142 feet east. And then the fourth one is the motion to create a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit for the Persimmon Ridge area.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Arlen, second by Alderman Hayden, to create those ordinances and approve those. So I ask for all in favor to have approved and have the proper ordinances drawn.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Very good. That was a great debut, Joe. Communications.
Communication from Belleville Main Street requesting an additional street closure for the Brew and Q event on June 8, 2013 as follows. Close off the first half block of North Church Street to the alley from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. Communication from Belleville Township High School District 201 requesting street closure, police assistance, and barricades for the 8th annual Race for Character on Saturday, March 22nd, 2014 at Belleville West High School.
I move both of these be approved.
Motion by Alderman Casella, second by Alderman Heisler. We originally approved the Brew and Q, I think, but I think this is an amendment, right?
That's right.
You approved to close Main Street, but we'd like to close just that section so that people can walk across and see.
Okay. So everybody understands the two motions that our city clerk just read?
How many vendors are you anticipating?
We don't have a lot of vendors this year. We're keeping it to one block, so I think we have 8 to 10 barbecue
That's
vendors.
a lot for a first time.
It is, but we have a lot of other vendors that want to join us, so next year, we're going to be asking to expand it a little bit. So make sure you come.
So we have a motion, we have a second to try this new event. All in favor of these two motions signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no petitions. I'd ask for a motion to read by title only. Resolution 3139.
So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Heisler, second by Alderman Schmidt to read that by Resolution 3139 by title only. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 3139, a resolution amending the annual budget of the City of Belleville, Illinois for the fiscal year beginning on the first day of May 2013 and ending on the 30th day of April 2014.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make that motion to approve
Motion by Alderman Heisler,
3139.
second by Alderman Schmidt. Any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett.
Aye.
Schneider.
Motion's carried. This time I'd ask for a motion to read by title only. Ordinance 7681, 7682, 7687, 7688, 7689.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Anthony, second by Alderman Kinsella, to read by title only. All in favor of reading by title only, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Ordinance number 7681, case number 17, March 13th, Philip Tegmeyer.
Do we have a problem with reading them as a group? Anyone?
No.
Proceed.
And B, ordinance number 7682, case number 21, March 13th, Ketan D. Patel, Ordinance number 7687, case 23, April 13. Ray Geller, Jim Elson. Ordinance number 7688, an ordinance vacating an easement. Ordinance number 7689, an ordinance vacating an easement.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Consilla to approve the ordinances as just read be adopted. Discussion. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orland.
Aye.
Schneider.
Motion's carried. Unfinished business.
I was really concerned to hear the problems at the library.
Well, I'm going to talk about that staff meeting tomorrow, and I think you have to understand, my question to her was, she was not speaking as the union. I have never heard from her before, and I think I think you need to give me a chance to talk to staff tomorrow, and we'll get into that. I do know that Rich has had a few days where the library's phones and things were pretty fouled up initially with installation. They ran into some things. I've been under the impression it's been much better, but we will investigate this and we'll have some answers.
All right.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
When are you going to have the plaques for Dorothy and Tim?
Actually, I'll be honest with you, I wish you'd called me earlier in the week. I'd have had them ordered. They'll probably will order.
I think it would be nice if we still.
I'm still going to get them to them. I don't think that we'll get them back to a meeting, but I'll deliver them to them and definitely give them to them. And I guess I haven't heard, they still have a deadline in answer to your question for a final, is that right, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, the deadline is not passed yet. And I don't know that Dorothy's going to pursue it, but I have not heard from Tim. So I think what I was basically waiting on until the final deadline.
I didn't want either one of them to think we forgot about it.
No, and I explained to him that I just didn't do it until the cases had fully been appealed. Okay? So we're going to do it.
Okay, and I have another question. I guess I'll have to call you and ask you about a special meeting for people over on Lucinda.
We're working on that. I think part of my phone conversation today with the EPA, Tom and I and Roy said, I think we need to gather a little bit more information and we can have that meeting.
Well, that's what we said last time, but I don't want the people to think we forgot.
Peggy left, but she's been in touch with many of them. I think much progress is continuing to be made. But I think until we get this follow-up with the EPA, I would rather tell them fact about some things that are moving forward than just kind of be guessing.
And up in Streets and Grades, I did pass the note to Chuck Schaefer. We were to do also in that ditching. Have they got that on the agenda yet? The ditching on Lucinda there?
That area was done, and you talk about the 400 block.
Well, it's just past here.
That has been done. That's been completed.
Okay. Anything else?
I was notified, and I think I should have been.
I just go loud.
Okay. So unfinished business or miscellaneous new business, we're into both actually. If there's nothing else, motor fuel claims in the amount of $11,251.44.
Move the claim to be paid, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Heisler. Any discussion on the motor fuel claims? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orland.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, I would ask all you patient people who are still here, I'd ask for a motion to go into executive session. We have some discussions on some workers' comp settlements and also some litigation. So at this time, I don't think there's anything else in the personnel. That's all been discussed. So we will discuss I'd ask for a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of discussing workers' comp settlements and litigation. So, do we have any property? I don't think there's any. Oh, I guess you would. Well, we're not the owner of it. Okay, so include that in the motion. And Tim, oh, you got property acquisition also?
Yes.
Brief update, okay. So we have a motion by Alderman Schmidt, second by Alderman White. All in favor of going executive session signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Mr. Harner, I would ask that you stay in here and start to get well versed. That was Mr. Peter's request.
They all went here.
Jacqueline's here.
Well, that way they'll all be contained in one area.
Did everybody else leave?
Pretty much.
Oh, that's definitely. Okay, we're back in regular session, and the first thing I would ask, sorry. Okay, we're going to move back to unfinished business. There's actually two items to talk about. Tom will go first.
The one I was going to know was we were authorized, in a bankruptcy issue, to pay $1,500 in settlement of the case. That bankruptcy person did a bunch of other things wrong and got their case dismissed. So petition against us dismissed them along with our expenditures.
So that was good news. So that's what Tom talked to you about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so that's just a follow-up.
It's a follow-up to letting you know that that was all gone away. Okay, Bob White had a couple questions for me the other day, and I think Sharon probably left and I didn't. Let me tell you a little bit about, he had a couple questions. One of the questions, and I talked to Bob very briefly tonight, we are going to continue to look at, and it's going to take a little time, and I'll explain. And for example, Bob wants to know about getting the packets out earlier. Okay, but for example, if we would have done that, we wouldn't have had any discussion on here tonight, other public participation about this item here, because we were waiting for the lawyers until Friday morning to get us what stuff I could produce tonight. There's always things trying to work with the public. We're going to try to work on this, but I will tell you, timing a lot of times isn't so much our fault as it is trying to be business friendly, trying to be community friendly, trying to be. So we're going to work on that, and I got some ideas. I think we can pick up a day. Can we go? If we go too much, I think we're not going to be able to. We're going to have people really upset with us. But we'll talk about that. The update on the videotaping. I have a meeting with Lindenwood next week. They're coming in. They wanted to get through their graduation. They wanted to get the church cleaned up, and they did. They had a bunch of stuff on their plate. The new building's coming out of the ground. They were on a tight schedule to get that thing going. But they're ready now to talk, and Sharon and I are going to meet with them about what they believe their requirements or needs are going to be, and we're going to try to get that figured out and have information. The last thing is, and Sharon she was prepared to give you it tonight, but it got a little lengthy here. The website should be up and running. Is there any, Jim, anybody here who's left from the staff, does anybody remember? I think we're talking about the 3rd week of June. Don't hold me to the fire on this. I think that's about the branding. We may be back to you by the next meeting with a logo and some taglines in that. We want to use that in the web, and they're real close to making that presentation. We're getting real close. Some neat things. What we've seen is very exciting. I think the website will be, Sharon's been working hard with the staff, trying to get more stuff, I guess it's called uploaded or downloaded or whatever the heck loaded it is, but they're trying to get more and more stuff loaded onto the new web. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and I will gladly bring Sharon back here the next meeting for, right in the beginning, we'll put her on to give an update. But I think by the 1st of June, we'll be able to have a lot more specifics on exact days and times. We're close.
Okay, so combining those two issues, is part of your discussion with Lindenwood going to be about live streaming?
Yeah, that's all about taping and live streaming. It's all part of it. They are setting out now to do a TV programmer for television class.
Okay, they're going to have it.
And they're going to also do radio. Okay. Tom Calhoun was just hired, a local Belleville Millstop, but now Millstop, but grew up in Belleville. a radio personality who's been on KMOX and The Voice of the Blues and all kinds of stuff. Tom's going to run their radio program, and they're bringing a guy over from St. Charles, I believe, to run the TV portion of their. These are supposed to be, and I'll find out next week for sure, but they're supposed to be, I believe now, up and running by August when the new session starts. And so we're going to try to get everything done. Rich Peppers is coming to the meeting with us because he's very excited about being a part of this here and getting the wires run. So I think we're getting much, much closer. And I still think this is the best way to work it because Lindenwood is going to offer us a lot more than just setting a camera up for council meetings. They want to do stuff on TV. It's going to be an educational program, or public educational. We're going to set it up. They want to do stuff for the 200th anniversary. They want to do stuff for different departments to educate the public. They see this as a tool for their students and for us for marketing the city in a great way. So we're going to know more, and they're ready to meet now. So I think we'll have some definite dates, some definite information real soon. Does that answer those two issues there? Okay, now at this time I'd like to ask for a motion. If you notice on here, we had on here a motion to approve 3 workman's compensation claims. The first one, I'd ask for a motion to approve a claim with Greg Giederman for $26,143.93 as settlement. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Schmidt. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Schneider. Do I hear any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett. Schneider.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd ask for a motion to allow our legal counsel to appeal the case with Officer Hurley.
So
Motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Seibert. Discussion. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt. Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett. Schneider.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to allow our insurance carrier, who, as explained in the executive session, we have exhausted all of our responsibilities. It would be the insurance carrier giving them permission to do the final settlement with Stanley Crockett. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Anthony, second by Alderman Hayden. Any further discussion on that situation? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Orlett.
Aye.
Schneider.
Motion carries. Before we adjourn, I just want to say, I know it was talked about earlier, my sincere thanks to the Arden Square Committee, the sponsors, all of you, and the many, many, many volunteers. It was an extremely successful weekend. We'll probably get those people in here in a few weeks or months down the road, once we have some final numbers and stuff to share. Do I have, what's that?
We're going to keep no, public, we're going to keep no action on 17D, correct?
I would ask for a motion to table 17D. I apologize. Motion by Alderman Hayden.
Second.
Second by Alderman White. Do I hear any discussion? All in favor of tabling this for at least 2 weeks, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Motion to adjourn? Motion by Schmidt, second by Schneider. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
About 9:30.
Are you good?
We are working on it right now.